Oh yeah, what up everybody? Welcome to the SATS show, your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. Let's go. Today, we're going to be talking about why truth is greater than trust in the Why We Stack segment. What up, Leonard? Let's go. Round of applause from the live studio audience for Leonard. Let's go, Leonard. Thanks for jumping in here. Thanks for smacking that like up. Let's get right into it, guys. Let's jump into the SATS strengths. There it is. Just like that, we are at $27,205 per Bitcoin, which means that today, for a single dollar, you can buy 3,676 Satoshis. What the heck is a Satoshi? A Satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin. Just like a dollar has 100 cents, a Bitcoin has 100 million Satoshis. Pop quiz, guys. How many Satoshis are in a Bitcoin? What up, Captain Dan? Round of applause from the live studio audience for Captain Dan. Choo! Captain Dan, I took your advice with the sound, and I think it's better if I use the headphones, because you're right. The music was overpowering my voice. I couldn't hear myself. It's awesome. Like I said yesterday, today I got beat down in jiu-jitsu, so I feel a little bit worn out, but we're going to get to the show. We're going to have a good time. And of course, we're going to stack some sats. Okay, so today we're going to talk about something cool in the Why We Stack segment. So let's get into that now. Why we stack. It's just a little information about Bitcoin and the philosophy and the reasons why we should consider saving in Bitcoin. Okay. And the reason I titled today's episode Truth Over Trust is a short way of saying that truth is better than trust. Okay. What does that mean though? And how does it relate to Bitcoin? And how does that relate to our current banking situation, right? Our current banking situation requires us to trust somebody, right? Requires us to trust a bank, right? And then in order for that bank to not get corrupted, right? That bank has to be audited and regulated by somebody else, some other entity, right? And then theoretically that entity is honest, but maybe not. So that place has to get audited, right? So when you have a trust-based system, there's always room for corruption, right? For manipulation, or for basically for corruption to creep into that system, right? And not only that, but it also creates like an overhead that wouldn't be there if you didn't have to trust the institution. And what do I mean by that? Well, when you have something that needs to be regulated like that, because you can't trust anybody, and even though the system is based on trust, you gotta verify that. So that creates like a overhead in the form of like audits and systems that need to oversee the people that are supposed to be trusted, or the institutions that are supposed to be trusted, and then you need mechanisms to oversee the overseers. And it just keeps going, and then next thing you know, you're spending a lot of wealth just keeping that machine going, right? So this is where we plug in Bitcoin, right? And what does that do for us? Well, Bitcoin is trustless, right? It's trustless because you don't need to trust an institution, a person, a company, a bank, a government to tell you to tell you the truth, right? You don't need to trust them to validate or to verify how much money is in whose account or who owes who money, right? With Bitcoin, it's an open ledger, right? And that's why the thumbnail is like an open book, because it's the Bitcoin ledger is open to everybody, and you can verify, you can see the truth on the actual blockchain, and there's no need for that overhead to have somebody to trust in to keep track of the ledger, right? So I've heard an example of, like, say we have person A, and they're gonna act as a bank, and they're gonna lend me $100, right? Well, who's to stop that person to lend me $100 from saying, "Oh, I loaned him $200, so he owes me $200, not $100," and just make it up, right? So then you have person B as like the auditor, right? And then person A loans me $100, and person B says, "Yep, you loaned him $100, so we can keep track of that." But who's to say that person B is not corruptible, right? What if person A gets together with person B, or institution, or whatever you want to call it, and says, "Hey, if you say he really owes me $200, I'll split that extra $100 with you, and I'll give you $50. I'll keep the $150 for myself," right? So then now person A and person B, the bank and the person that's supposed to be running auditing the bank, are now in cahoots. And next thing you know, now you owe them $200 after borrowing $100, right? Because the person keeping the books and the person auditing the books could be in cahoots. Also, the person keeping the books, or the bank keeping the books, it's private information, right? Nobody can look through their ledger, right? But with Bitcoin, you don't have to trust that they're not gonna mess with you. You could just see it in code, right? No Bitcoin is moved, no Satoshi is moved without a Bitcoin transaction, right? That gets audited and that gets written to the blockchain by miners. And so you always have that you can count on. It's not something that is corruptible, right? You can't go to a Bitcoin miner and say, "Hey, I lend Roman 1 Bitcoin, but really I want to make it seem like he owes me 2 Bitcoin," right? No, you can't do that. Like, you're not going to be able to write that not going to be able to corrupt the Bitcoin blockchain like that. It's just not possible, right? So that is why we have truth over trust. And the truth is that you can just see all the transactions that are happening on Bitcoin, and you don't need to trust an institution with letting you know how much is in your account and all that good stuff. Okay, so that's what we have for the Why We Stack segment. I hope that kind of made sense. Hope I didn't butcher that. But anyway, that's what we do. We try to deliver a little bit of information that's easy to digest, not too overwhelming. Little nuggets at a time. Come back here Monday through Friday, 8:15 Pacific Standard Time, and we'll be here sharing some Bitcoin knowledge. But now we're going to jump into the next segment of the show, which is our stack. And what I mean by our stack is how much Bitcoin we've bought on the show. We're on a regular schedule. We're on what's known as a dollar cost average schedule, but around here we like to call it a Bitcoin cost average schedule, which means I've decided that for this show, I'm going to buy $10 worth of Bitcoin every day, Monday through Friday, during the live stream. So today, right now. But before we do that, let's get into our current stack with the stack recap. Okay, so today, here's the browser. Here we go. Our current stack is 2,910,162 Satoshis. And we were at a -10 almost. Now we're at a -4. It's all right. The current price of Bitcoin is below our average buy price. So today we will be doing a double stack. Double stack, which means we're going to buy $20 worth of Bitcoin on this show. I like to use Swan Bitcoin. You can choose any exchange you want to use, but I recommend this exchange because they don't sell any other kind of coins except for Bitcoin. So that is a good thing to have because it makes it less plausible for them to get seized by the... Oh, there we go. They're fully functional. Perfect. And if you want to join the Swan Bitcoin, if you want to set up a Swan Bitcoin account, check out my affiliate link. It is Swan. It's stacksatshow.com/swan, and you'll get $10 of free Bitcoin in your account when you sign up. And just like that, here's how I use it. We're jumping into the Bitcoin stack. We're gonna buy $20. Oh, let's end that Let's end that. Uh-oh, is it gonna work? Let's end that segment and jump into the next segment, which is, oops, the Stack Sats segment. It's taking its sweet time, guys. I'm gonna refresh this. Give me a second. Okay, connected. Okay, bye now. Hopefully it doesn't do this to me again. Oh my gosh. That's just to initiate the buy. Holy smokes. Delayed. So in a couple of weeks, I have a trip. No, not in a couple of weeks. Next week. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. $20, please. We'll take $20 worth of Bitcoin. Let me do this preview buy. Get my notes here. Boom. Here. Oh my gosh, my body's twitching. Duplicate. That's episode 59, just like that. We're about to stack some sats. And now we're going to cut the music. And we're going to move over to see the actual buying of $20 worth of Bitcoin. Here we go. We're spending $20. We're buying $20 worth of Bitcoin. It's going to cost us 20 cents. And let's see. I hope it goes through this time. Come on. You can do it. Oh, that was pretty quick. I only took 1.5 drum rolls. Let's go. We stacked with Swan. And just like that, we are enjoying our stack. Let's update the spreadsheet. See how close we are to 3 million Satoshis. Are we going to hit 3 million Satoshis? I doubt it. But let's see. Today is 8/30/23. Perfect right there. Exclamation point. Sorry. Not exclamation point. 27,269. Nice. There we go. 20. Oh, let's go, Captain Dan. Also, just bought $20 at Swan. Nice, dude. Captain Dan over here stacking with us. Let's go. 73343, 73343 Satoshis. And just like that, we have successfully stacked some sats. And that means that our average buy price is down to $28,090.84. That's not bad. Slow and steady. Wait, was that right? 28,000? Yeah, because we're at 29, right? 28,000. Yep. So we're still, yeah. Bitcoin is it's moving a little bit up, so we'll see what happens. If it goes down, If it keeps going down, when it's going to keep double stacking, and when we double stack, it lowers our average. If you really wanted to have a true DCA strategy, you wouldn't change the amount of money that you stack, right? But I like to spice it up. Why wouldn't I buy a little extra when it's cheap, right? It's like okay, well, look at that. Next purchase tomorrow will break the 3 million Satoshis mark. Will be at 0.03 Bitcoin. It's pretty awesome, guys. Slow and steady, we're getting closer to 0.1 Bitcoin, and that'll be pretty significant, right? Remember, you don't have to stack everything at once. Just start putting a little bit aside, okay? And then as you learn more about Bitcoin from me and from any other resources that are not also shilling random coins, if you're gonna consume content about Bitcoin, consume Bitcoin only content. Okay. I put a couple of links in the channel page for this channel of other channels I recommend. How many times can you say channel? Of other channels I recommend that are Bitcoin only and that'll guide you on that'll speak on like true Bitcoin. Talk about true Bitcoin, I guess you could say, right? Don't get distracted by any other coin. Stack only Bitcoin. Learn about it, and the more you learn about it, the more it makes sense. Bitcoin is a difficult topic to learn, guys, because in order to understand Bitcoin, you have to understand how the money works in the first place, and that alone is a challenge, right? I never took finance classes or was into that type of, I guess, studying that type of stuff. But we all should. We should all know how the money we work so hard for steals from us. We should know about that. We should know why inflation exists, right? It's not because people are spending and they have jobs. It's because of government and banks are printing so much money, or are creating so much money, right? So if you don't understand that, you have to understand that before Bitcoin can even make sense, right? What is this Bitcoin, this funny internet money, right? Well, let me tell you about it, right? But do you know what money is, right? Okay, well, before I can explain what Bitcoin is, I need to understand what money is, right? What up, Jason Lord in the house? Let's go! Round of applause from the live studio audience from Jason. What up, Jason? Welcome. Jason, what is it? Every second Thursday? What was that one? Second Thursday of the month is that Bitcoiners thing. We should go, dude. I'm down to go if you want to come. I'm probably gonna go, so it'd be cool to see you there. And if you guys want to go to the San Diego Bitcoiners meet, it's at Quantum Brewing in Claremont Mesa. It's the second Thursday of the month, I think. So once we get closer to that, I'll let you guys know. We'll go over there, have a beer, and hang out with a bunch of Bitcoiners and see what they're talking about. Okay. But yeah, what was I talking about before that? Before Jason came in, talking about just about saving Bitcoin, guys. It's the more you learn and understand it, the less risky it's gonna seem, and you're gonna realize how risky it is to save in dollars, right? Like your whole perception is gonna flip. And I think for some of you it's like you're on the verge of understanding that piece. But again, it's very difficult to understand that. Like you have to be able to just have an open mind about it, I guess, and take in a little bit of information here and there to kind of digest it. And learning about Bitcoin, like I said before, is not an easy thing, and it doesn't happen all at once. It happens slow and steady. But you can accelerate it by reading books and stuff. But I realized I realized the other day that asking you guys to read a whole book or to listen to a whole audio book is kind of a big ask, you know? Like you guys don't need to be Bitcoin experts in order to reap the benefits of it. You guys just need to know how it works. You guys need to know where to buy it, how to get it off the exchange into self-custody on a hardware device, and how to protect your keys. And that's pretty much, you're that's the minimum, and you'll be okay, right? From there, as you see it grow and appreciate, hopefully over time, the more you study it, the more you'll want to have, because you'll understand how scarce it is. Oh, perfect. So Jason says he's in, he's down. Okay, I'm down too. It's gonna be a blast. Last time we went, it was cool. We got a bunch of swag. I got a bunch of stickers and little pins and stuff. So I like that kind of knick-knacky stuff. It's pretty cool. Cool. All right. So that's what we have for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you guys stacked, congratulations. You're building generational wealth. And tomorrow, if the sun rises and the show goes on, we will have 3 million Satoshis in the show stack. The show stack is 0.029835505 Bitcoin. And tomorrow we'll be reaching the 3 million Bitcoin amount. It's pretty cool. Don't get distracted by this number. Don't get distracted by this number or this number. As long as your SAT count is going up, you're on the right track. Cool. And with that, hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Stack SATS Show. I will see you guys tomorrow. But until then, keep stacking sats. Have a good one. Oh, I ended it at the end of the song, so there's no song to end here. There we go. Good night, gentlemen. And shout out to Lolade if you're watching the replay.